test by myself. And he said I passed it, I don't know. But when he told me that you passed the test, he said, but we don't hire niggas. Man, that went through me at that age. And I said, oh my God, I've heard this so much. And this policeman told me I could go and be a guy. I wanted to be one. And I got on that bus. All of these years of hearing nigger, I didn't want to live in this world. And that was the time that I had made up in my mind to get on that bus on Main Street. Instead of sitting in the cross seat where the driver, I sit on the cross seat that way. And everybody was getting on the bus white. And when the white women didn't want to sit, and I'm over there, and I wouldn't move. But I had my hand under my suit and white shirt on that Texas jacket. And I said to myself, Lord, I'm coming home today. I'm tired of being called a nigger. And I sit there on that bus. I said, the first somebody touched me, they were gonna get whacked right in here. I was gonna cut them half in two. And I knew that I was gonna get electrocuted. I didn't care. I was tired of living in this world.
One day, when the glory comes, it will be ours, it will be ours. Oh, one day, when the war is won, we will be sure, we will be sure. Oh, glory, 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 oh, glory, glory.
Back in 1960, in 1960 was the first year I came to Houston, and I was driving my car to Houston, and I broke down in Centerville, Texas, and I end up walking back to Centerville, and I got a ride back. The man picked me up after I was halfway there, and I got my car and had it put in a shop there. And then I had to go and buy a ticket to go to TSU. This was in 1960. And when I got down there to go in there, I went in the Greyhound bus station. You notice I'm calling a name. The Greyhound bus station to buy my ticket to go on to Houston. And the lady told me, looked at me kind of funny, she said, if you want to buy a ticket, you got to go around to the back. I said, lady, I don't want to eat. I just want to buy a ticket to get out of this town. She said, even if you want to buy a ticket, you got to go around to the back. I went on around to the back because I had no option. There was no option but go around to the back. And I went back there and I paid the same amount of money in the back that I would have paid in the front.
The signs was there, white only. Color. So wherever that sign was pointing for the color, that's where you went. There was no option of maybe or nothing. You go obey the sign or you to jail. It's one of the two. And I came to Houston in '52 and it was going on. I didn't realize it was still going on in '60. But it was hard for us knowing that we all was just peoples and had to be treated like we were. But it was that or live or die. The choice was yours. So we obeyed those rules. White only, we passed it, and we went on to the Sunset Color. And I was on the bus, because I've had to get up on the bus and move back. They said, move back, move back. Mm-hmm. And that means that you had to move back. Mm-hmm. But thank God we passed that.
Houston Transit had a bus on the ride called the Darling bus that went down Darling Street. When I was going over to TSU, they had a sign, you know, for colored. But now sometimes they get a lot of whites on a Darling bus, and every time they get whites on there, sometimes we had to move back past the colored sign, and some of the whites were sitting back there. So the sign didn't mean anything. If whites got on there and more whites than blacks, then they didn't go by the sign except for you. But the whites would go on past that sign, going on back towards the back there.
And
But you couldn't go past the sign going towards the front.
That's right.
You would have to stand.
Oh, yeah.
If you could, as most of us can remember Emmett Till. Emmett Till just looked at a white woman down in Mississippi. And they found Emmett Till beaten and with I think an old air conditioner or something tied around his neck and around his body and dumped in the river.
At first they burned him so till he looked like charcoal.
That's
They
right.
hot with charcoal.
And these type of things would happen to you. That's why she said, I get up and go and move on back. Because they could get you.
And here's something even worse. In San Diego, which had been, I guess, integrated at all time, on a Navy base. Civilians were working on the Navy base, and servicemen would go in the restaurant there, so they have servicemen and civilians. This civilian guy, contractor, was sitting at a table, and he was the only one at the table, so I came in, I sit down there. He jumped up and said, I have to work with y'all, but I don't have to eat with you. I said, okay, get up and go. See, because he was on a Navy base that was integrated, so he's gonna, he's gonna try to enforce segregation on a Navy base. That's which is stupid.
I remember a couple of times going to Woolworths downtown, and we had to eat downstairs. And we couldn't go to the bathrooms. I was just a little girl then, but we couldn't go to the bathrooms that everybody else go to. And we'd have to look for Kate Mack. And she would have to lead us to the back and sneak us to the bathroom so we could go to the bathrooms. And then we could only go to one movie theater, Lincoln Theater downtown. There was Big Mo, Collins, that would let us in the movie theater in order to sneak us in so that we could watch the movie theater. I remember one incident when, most of you know Sylvia Wilkerson Jones. And Sylvia was really light-skinned when she was a baby. And my mom used to keep her. And she took us downtown to Woolworths, and my mama got in trouble. And she had to prove who Sylvia was because they asked her what was she doing with that little white baby. So it was still prevalent when I was 12. When Sylvia and I was little, it was still prevalent here in Houston, very much so.
Remembering now how much it was, but we did have to pay in order to vote, and then you also had to be in a different line to do so. You still wasn't voting in the same, line that what the white was, because there was a sign that still said white on it and color. So I was thinking, I think it was, it's been many years ago. Thank God that has passed now that we don't have to pay to vote, and yet some of us still won't. And I think it's bad to know that you have your privilege to do so this week. And when we, our peoples, did not vote. But I do remember paying my husband and I. He was a World War II veteran. He still had to be also. It didn't matter how you were serving in service. You just had to go according to what the rules and regulation was.
Yeah, what my dear was saying is they were called a poll tax. And if you didn't have the receipt to say that you had paid your poll tax, you'd be turned around on that there. And then people started saying that this was illegal. This poll tax was illegal. And they protested against it, and they removed the poll tax. But until then, like my deal said, now we go with our ID. Right. The kids go with their ID to vote. But then you went with your ID and your poll tax.
say to the young people now that you need God in your life. If the parents didn't give it to you, they teaching in church, trying to, like I tell the little great grand over there, I'm gonna tell them to start teaching to y'all on obedience, because you're not grasping it yet. And I can start saying, tell him so he can start teaching to y'all, and that really gets up. But I want them to learn, these little great grands, about God and who you can trust. And just let him lead and guide you, because he will do just that.
Well, I work a lot. I work a lot with the kids, and my passion is children. You have to handle them with a firm but yet a gentle touch. I would tell them, first of all, put God first. Secondly, learn your history. Know who you are, know where you came from. Without any history, there's no future. Once you learn your history and you learn how your parents had to strive and sit on the back of the buses that they talked about, pick cotton, be called the N-word, then you will have something to look forward to. You'll know where you're going. You know what you've had to overcome.
If you just get in there and trust in your fellow man, you know, you got to love one another. You can't just go around and boy, will you please pull them pants up above your behind? You know, if you came to my job and I'm a black man on a company and your pants is below your hips, you won't get a job from me. I'm just sorry, that's something that you telling me something you have to do. So I say to the children respect.
Right.
Children get unity. Children be able to trust in God. Let God be your leader.